Hi everybody, welcome to the, where are we now? February 2022 Knitsy Society Patreon exclusive podcast. And you all know us, but I'm Jenny, she's Zoe. How are you all? My co-host isn't as well as she could be today.
No.
Would you like to spend some of your few words that you're going to say?
Sorry, laughing is the worst. I finally, after 2 years, COVID got me. So I'm not feeling too bad. I'm not feeling great, but it's no, big drama. But yeah, we're recording this mid-afternoon because in the morning I cough a lot. In the afternoon it peters out, but then my energy disappears as well. So Jenny said she'll do lots of the chatting and I will do little bits of chatting and holding up and pointing.
Yeah. Oh, bless you. Just want to be able to bring you things that will make you happy.
Not allowed. Plague House. Dave's got it too.
I could throw things at the front door, like literally from the gate. Throw it at your front door. Okay, I'm not going to be amused anymore. That's it. Sorry, people.
Yeah, sorry, no being funny.
Yeah, very dull.
I know neither of us have got a huge amount of show and tell, but tell them about the extra video bits that I've got.
Yeah, so we finally, I didn't think it was going to happen. I really didn't think it was going to happen. Finally got to go away for our weekend with our beautiful, beautiful little friends. Yeah, and it was wonderful, as expected. And there was too much food. There was sufficient drink. There was the novel experience of party rings dipped in Prosecco, which I can actually recommend. Thank you, Charlie. And you can't talk. Shh, shh. And plenty of wool and knitting and laughing, and nobody brought a wheel, did they? So there wasn't any spinning. And we did some making of a different sort, and that is what I think is the bulk of what Zoe has recorded to share with you. Katrin works in Lush. She's the manager of Lush in Chester, and she really kindly brought down all the bits and pieces for us to make bubble bars. Have you used any of yours yet?
Yes, I gave one to a friend who was having a bad week and one to each of the kids and Dave, and then I had mine.
Oh,
it was good.
That was nice. I gave one to a friend who was having a bad week, one to Erin. Decided that the boys really wouldn't be bothered. Mum hasn't got a bath, she's only got a shower in her bit, so I'm having the rest.
Nice.
Anyway, there'll be some video, should we say here?
Yes.
Potentially. Mistress Editor? Yes.
And I took some video of a walk that some of us went on and a couple of other bits and bobs that I'll stick in as well.
Oh, I'm gutted I forgot my my walking boots. But still, hope you all enjoy that video.
Oh my god, there is so much.
I'm going to have to use my
I don't know what's
fingers.
fine. It's fine.
There's a load of cheese in the fridge. I accidentally bought 2 lots of the same sort as well.
We're making bubbles. How to make?
Katrin works at Lush. Well, she basically runs it.
I basically run the whole company. You know, just saying. This is a make-do factory. Come on, Jen. Come on, Jen.
Jeanette's used to rubber glove affairs, being an ex-nurse.
Mix it in. You ready?
Yeah. Squeeze it.
Right down to black.
Oh my god, I'm putting music over this. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, it's a murder. Fucking blood everywhere.
Me baby.
Oh yeah.
Glee on her face.
Oh yeah.
Oh, smells nice.
Good. Got half my gloves off.
Want it in your bathroom? It smells bad.
That just means you like all the scents. That's
Right. She likes this better.
yeah. Favoritism. You don't.
So messy.
You see, this is classic. You see, Ruth the overachiever. It's not mixed enough. Keep mixing. Angela grinning like a fool in the background. Charlie stuck to herself, unable to participate. I think Angela's finished. She's made tits.
Yeah.
Anything more than a handful's of waste, as Dave always says. He's very good to me.
Are you enjoying this?
Yeah.
Yes, miss.
There we go. Okay, Charlie's going for balls.
Yin and yang. Actually.
I was thinking tennis balls, you know, with like the swirl
The
in
yin
them.
and the yang. Hot, perfectly in
I
balance.
think Jeanette has gone fibroids.
You've got bacon.
What are you doing, Powell?
Oh my god.
There's always one.
Sushi roll.
There's always bloody one.
That is boring.
Oh, spot the accountant with its precision.
She's making a pie chart. Are these the monthly accounts? Is this like Q1, Q2, Q3?
Accountancy is very interesting. Don't let anyone tell you different.
Yes, Katrin, yes. Very interesting.
So, have you had any acquisitions since last we talked? And I mean, last we talked to a camera, not last we talked, because that's not going to be very long.
I think I had some knit crate yarn, the stuff that they send me for free because I'm part of their ambassador affiliate scheme.
Was it a hit or was it a miss this month?
Well, there was a couple. This one's lovely.
Ooh.
That's like a grey blue with sparkle in. And that's the Lodge colourway, and it's merino nylon and stellina.
Yeah.
And it came with some little like burnt wood stitch markers.
Oh,
So it's really soft. That's going it's going into the prize pot for things. And then there was this one, which again is lovely. I'm not a pastel wearer, but it is lovely. And it's a pale lilac tweed yarn. And that's the Bebop colourway, merino, Donegal neps, and nylon. So again, that's going into the prize pot for
It's really pretty.
for society or for retreats, next retreat giveaway.
Yeah,
And I think you've seen everything else. So yeah, free yarn.
Oh no. Well, I really like that second one, and it's not I don't usually go for pastel. Maybe if I was to if I had that sort of colour, I'd have to put it with something as a contrast, I think, because I don't know that pastels really do very much for me. So
Me neither.
I need stronger colours. But yeah. The only acquisition I've had, and it's not a stash acquisition, it was a gift acquisition, is in the wash, so I can't show you. But Beautiful Charlie made me oh no, I had another one as well. Wherever I put that, Beautiful Charlie made me socks.
Oh, mine are in the wash too.
Yeah, we all had socks, didn't we? And mine were a gorgeous, gorgeous green colour, and I've worn them a few times, and they've been in the wash a couple of times, and they're doing very well. So thank you again. Thank you. And
Both of ours were made from opal. Something about dragons. There's a range that's dragons, and yours was the green one, and mine was the blue one. So they're both plied with one black thread in it. So that they look really smart.
yeah, no, they're really nice and really cozy. And I really need to crack on with the socks that I'm knitting that I put somewhere safe. I think they're in my work bag, because I think every now and again, if I've already eaten my lunch at break time, or if I'm just not hungry, either way, I've got half an hour that I can sit and knit. So I've got a full day of training next Monday. It's an inset day. A full day of training, and I'm going to knit through it, because I can
At least they're giving you some training. This is the first lot you've had, isn't it? On anything.
No, I have had a couple of other bits, just nothing that I've actually used. What did I have? I had training on some sort of training on phonics, and some sort of training on judging how well a child can read. Yeah, but nothing that I've used yet. Phonics, sort of, but the sort of level of phonics I'm doing. Anyway, that's irrelevant and beside the point. But training, and I said to the teacher I work with, "Oh, do you think they'll let me knit? Because that really helps me concentrate, and I've got a full day of things that I don't want to learn about." I've got to do something, or I'm just going to be singing show tunes in my head and wriggling and being a pest. And she was very sort of forthright about it. What? You have ADHD? Do they want to be inclusive, or is it all for show? So I was like, right then, okay, that'll be.
You need to find that sock then.
Yeah, it'll be in my work. Fine. But so moving seamlessly through onto works in progress. Do you have anything with you?
I have a finished.
Oh, we'll do those first then. I don't.
So when we were on this friends weekend away, we all knit for somebody else as a surprise. And because I'm a terrible person, I didn't get the socks I was supposed to be knitting for gorgeous Catherine finished in time. they're finished now.
Yay! Oh, no, that
Yay.
is just perfect. It's gorgeous.
And look how perfectly bloody matchy I got them.
Oh, that's even good enough for Charlie.
That's even good enough for Charlie. I think they are actually to the row perfect.
Oh my day.
And it's not a pattern that I bought. I don't know if you can see. Obviously it's a self-striping, and every time you get to the next colour, you do knit one, slip one the whole way round. Doesn't matter where in the round you are when the colour change comes.
There you go.
But you do that.
You know.
And then when I got to the foot, I didn't do it on the sole. I only did it on the instep. And I remembered to bring the yarn. It's Easyknits, knit with colour, in the Gobstopper range, and that is the Ghost Whisperer colourway. Superwash merino nylon, but it's 425 meters per 100 grams, so it's quite skinny. And I didn't take account of that. So when I was at Kingsland, I got Katrin to try them on for length, and they were too short and a bit tight. So I took the toe out and just kept knitting a bit more and making her try it on until I knew how long it was. And then I smashed out the second one to match. And obviously these are done, Katrin, but I have deadly COVID, so I am going to not send these to you for several days, so I don't send you my horrible South Wales germs, but they are ready and waiting for you. And sorry for the delay.
Well, yours is even more delayed, so don't worry about it, because you've now joined a queue. And Deb's birthday in December came first, so
That's fair.
yeah. But I have sort of almost finished one glove.
Ah.
So hang on, I'll take my watch off, otherwise it just looks silly. I haven't done the thumb. That's the sort of. So really, I haven't finished at all, and I haven't woven in the ends either. But I was gonna do gloves, and then I decided, why am I making my life hard for myself? So I've done just fingerless mitts. Now,
Ooh.
at the beginning of this call, we established that I can't see myself, so I don't know whether you can see this or not.
That's perfect.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. So
That looks
there's
really
gonna
nice.
there is thumb detail. I don't know if you can see, but it goes up the side of the thumb, a little cable.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's going to go almost all the way to the tip until I do the little bit of decreasing at the tip. There'll be a cable running up the side. And the motif. Have I said what the motif represented before?
I can't remember. Give us the short version just in case.
Okay, so she's a head teacher. She's retiring at Easter, and I think part of my brain must have known that I was more likely to finish it nearer to her retirement than her birthday. So the big round cable around the outside is supposed to represent her care and nurture for all the children who are sort of inside with the hearts and the little twisty cables. And yeah, so it's just representing how nurturing and caring she is for all of the students in her care.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah. So I've done that, and I've started the cabling on the second mitt, but not very much. I'm just sort of going out for the thumb at the moment and getting into it.
Oh,
So
nice.
still got quite a long way to go. But I do have a bar of chocolate in that knitting bag, so I have provisions.
Perfect. I've resurrected an even longer standing work in progress than yours.
Oh, is this the one that you had when you were away? Because I have, yes.
My blanket squares.
Oh,
So I can't remember when I cast this on. It might be 2017 or 18. It's been many years. And I haven't worked on it, excuse me, for probably 2 years. So it's been hibernating a while. But when I was doing my big stash sort on my own YouTube channel, I came across some lovely mini skeins from Deb of Down Sheepy Lane.
oh, lush.
And oh, there's the other needles. So I've done 1, 2, 3 so far, and I'm working on my 4th, and I think I can get definitely a 5th, maybe a 6th out. So this is
Out, don't you? When you get going, you do crank them out when you get going, don't you? It's going to be lush.
yeah. This is a pattern by K.F. Jones of the Bakery Bears podcast. But I started mine when I saw hers on her podcast before she published the pattern. So if you buy the Stitch in Time pattern, I think it's called, she gives you a particular order of how to do the mitered squares, and it's different to me. I make 2 single mitered squares, and then I pick up along one and along the other to knit a 3rd, and then I knit. So I knit like this, filling in the gaps, and I think in the pattern she has you knit in strips coming up and back, but I do mine on the wonk. Don't know, that's just how it seemed to me to do it. So
No, I do lines of them.
oh yeah, no, I do mine on the diagonal, and I don't know how many stitches the pattern tells you to make each square, but I do mine 31 stitches, and I do everything on 2.5 mil. And when I laid excuse me, I've got lots of other squares from different indie dyers and stuff, and when I laid them all out, I'm aiming for like a single bed size, and I reckon I was just about halfway. So
Well, just said you'd done way more than that. I don't know. I had it in my head that you'd be pretty much king size headed.
no, not yet. So that's what I've been working on. And the sparkle is your undyed sparkle. I don't know if that's sparkling or not. And then that's my minis.
Oh, that's so
So
cute.
yeah, I'm really enjoying that. That it's not very good for watching MMA with, because there's quite a lot of looking at what you're doing, so you decrease in the right position.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's not something most knitting designers bear in mind, really.
No. It
So
should be
yeah.
a factor in more decisions, I think.
Yeah. So basically all I've been working on was Catrin socks with the odd break for squares, just to stop me going insane. And now it's just been squares for a couple of days since I got sick, because I really want to knit something new and I just can't brain.
Yeah,
So it's pointless squares.
they're not pointless. They have,
Well,
and you'll be
I was
so
all
pleased when it's done.
I was all excited after getting all my yarn out, and I don't have the brain for exciting, so I've just been doing squares, but that's fine.
Have you got a plan for how you're going to join them together? Are you going to sew them or crochet join or what?
I would prefer to sew if I can, but I haven't really looked into it, to be honest. I'm worrying about that later. I don't mind finishing tasks. It's like that, so I'll just see. I might have a practice. Yeah, see how I get on. It'll be a while.
There's no hurry.
No.
Well, I haven't actually touched mine since we were away, but I did put a couple of squares on it while we were away. And so it's too big now to fit in the screen. I know that without being able to see it, but that's like the most recent end that I did.
Yeah.
And If I knew what the yarns were, I'd tell you, but I don't. I know that's one of mine. It's called 80s Child, but other than that, it's mystery, and it's almost big enough to be a pram blanket. I don't know when I got this on. It's got to be a good couple of years before you started yours, because I remember you saying that you liked the look of mine, but you'd rather have it in more cohesive. I was just going with whatever came next. And you wanted your dyers represented in blocks and that, and I thought, well, that's a lovely idea. A bit late now, so go with that. The one thing, so I haven't really progressed much on it, but I didn't realise how many minis I had, and I had such a lovely time when we were away, just spreading them all out and having a good look at them, and putting them all back away
Half the
again
fun.
and bring them home. But look at all. Look, I mean, I've got all of these, which are beautiful. The Uncommon Thread, and what's that one? Dreams in Colour. Oh, that's a Regia one. Oh, that's all sorts of dyers, and I've got all sorts of American dyers as well from where I've done mini skein swaps, and some German ones as well, and yeah. So I've got lots. They're the ones that are already balled up. And I've got another little packet there, which I think I've used once, but I can get away with using again. So later on. So yeah, I'm quite excited to get back to that now. And I started.
And I've woven the ends on 10 squares for you.
I-
So I've started weaving.
You're a good egg. You are a good egg. So I was looking at the minis after I'd done the blanket squares, the ones that I've already used, and the ones that I either really, really, really liked or there weren't enough of. I started making a magic ball thingy thing.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing with it yet, but it will
Just
be
admire it.
it will be epic, awesome, and possibly a shawl. So that's pretty cool. What else? Oh, I wanted to talk to you about Charlie's jumper. Talking about Charlie a lot in this episode, but Charlie's jumper that she made with the minis. Is 240 grams going to be enough for me to make any sort of anything, or is that unrealistic and should I think of something else? Bearing in mind that I am chunkier than others.
I'm just thinking, when I made my pavement sweater, that was at that was a loose gauge. That was like a 5mm or a 4.5mm needle for 4-ply. I needed 3 skeins. So 240, probably not. If you had a separate skein that you could perhaps do ribbing for, maybe. What you need to do is knit a Seaglass sweater with the rest of us. Just raid your stash for 2 skeins of fairly solid-ish tonal in the same colour. And then you always hold 1 strand of that with your random minis all the way through. But I don't think two and a half skeins would be enough.
How would I have enough for because it's a DK weight then in the end, and so that should be. Well, no. How would that? No, I don't understand.
No. Well, there is a DK version. It's basically 1x1 colour work. So if you don't have enough Friends scrap minis left over, find yourself, for example, a plain grey yarn, and you do that's your main colour, and you just use the minis for the contrast. Does that make sense? So it ekes your minis out more.
I think you might have to send me a picture of the Seaglass. I might have to go and look for a picture of the Seaglass because that passed me by entirely.
I'm not sure if it's elsewhere other than Rav, but I've got the pattern, so I can always screenshot a picture of it off the pattern, so Rav doesn't send your brain funny. But there is a DK version as well if you wanted it, rather than 4-ply.
When you said about holding the yarns together, it'd make a DK, wouldn't it? If it's 2 4-ply held together. So
sorry, I meant that it's 1-by-1 colour work effectively.
Is that not going to send you crazy?
Me?
Or, you know, one crazy. Anyone.
Well, not me. I mean, I do colour work the same as you. 1 colour in my index and 1 colour in my middle finger. So it's reasonably quick. It's not quite as quick as stocking stitch, but it's not bad.
Is it about alternating on the rows, or is it straight lines?
So 1 row is main colour, contrast colour, and then the next row is contrast colour, main colour.
Okay.
But, I mean, you can do whatever you like. You don't end up with corrugated stocking stitch, if you see what I mean. I'll send you a screenshot of the pattern picture off the pattern download, and then you'll see.
Because I really like the wrap that I've not blocked yet, but is getting closer. But and so I'd like to make something with all of them, so I can say, well, that's the 2021 one.
Yeah.
We
shall see.
Answers on postcard to the usual address.
I have another finished thing.
Yeah.
With a bit of dog hair on it.
Which dog?
Who knows? But that is my first ever woolen spun 2-ply.
Oh, is that the fleece that the wool that Ange gave you? Oh.
Yeah, so it's 20% alpaca and 80% non-specific wool. And I didn't do classic long draw. I did short backwards draw, but I didn't smooth the single with my fingers. I just pinched and released and went back. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's how you do woolen, is it?
Yeah, basically. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. It's not a huge amount. It's 30 or 40 grams, I think, but it really poofed up. So I think I've actually ended up with a DK.
It looks really fluffy and pleasing.
Yeah, it is, and it's super soft. I mean, it's got alpaca, you wouldn't want it. But it would be nice for like contrast colour for for gnomes, or like a band in a hat or something. So yeah, I was pleased.
Oh, lush.
Well, I think I've kind of shot my bolt, I'm afraid. But we've made it to half an hour, and I've got that other footage to have put in, so hopefully it'll be good.
It'll be fine. It'll be lush. And next month, we will have to have a birthday party, and maybe we'll record part of the 2-person birthday party for you. And
totally counts.
There will be joy.
Yay.
And I'll finally come and meet Susie soon.
Yeah.
Oh, and for those of you who were watching the Sit and Knit, the Zoom, not watching, participated in the Zoom, you'll be glad to know that I did, in fact, order the sparkling wine in a can and the gin fizz, and there was something with orange and something random. But they've all come. So I'm going to put them in the fridge, and in the interest of research, I'll let you know and claim it back on expenses because it's totally a business expense.
Absolutely.
Fab. All right, then. Well, you all take care. Stay safe. Weather seems to be appalling no matter where you are in the world at the moment. So stay safe from the weather, stay safe from the plague, stay away from her. And we will see you next month. Bye.
Bye.